Guys, Devas here. The new update just dropped last week and now we have TKO rerun and both targeted supply unit and their respective X weapon. Today I wanna cover only on the target supply unit based on their unit kits and their respective performance on the PvP. Now without further ado, let's jump into it. In the targeted supply unit, you can select or pick one of these unit in unit pools. From Privitel until the latest is Babylon or Viper here, and you will get an 50% chance improve if you selected one of them. Now let's see the kit on their respective unit. For Babylon, I will honestly say she's quite strong and potential, but definitely not meta and not worth for the selected unit. Her strongest ability is in her ultimate, which is deal physical damage equal to 500% of firepower to all enemies, and if the target current durability is below 50%, they are instantly destroyed. This is actually quite strong ability, but it's not that it's not versatile in any team because it is pretty hard to get into lower 50%, especially if Kikyo is on the team. So she's potential but not that worth it for this pool. Oh, and also her passive is refreshing the ultimate ability if you destroy one of the opponent units. Now let's get back to Izumo. Izumo is probably one of the tankiest unit in the game, but I honestly think she's not worth it as well in this pool, because if we compare to other tank unit, she didn't actually help in the team at all. We compared it with either Corcel or Zephyr in the game. All of her kits only help herself to be tankiest, even more to be tankier. Her ultimate enters super armored state for 12 seconds and always gain healing shield. However, it's not that good of healing shield. You better off play with Borealis Icicle rather than her, so I don't think this is a good choice to be picked. She's a good choice to be picked in the pool, and most of her skill actually buff her, not buff the team, unlike Corcel and Zephyr. And ironically though, Zephyr is also in this pool as well, so yeah, I think no for her. If in my opinion, I'd better pick Zephyr than her. Now for Draconex. I think we all have Draconex because she is the first unit we will pick in the game when we are starting the game, and she actually pretty good for the starting unit. Even until now I still using her when I use in PvP. All of her kit is basically a burst damage to enemy, and I it's actually pretty versatile as well for her to be in every team, so she might be a good pick. But remembering that we mostly have her at UR or SSS in the last pool, in the first pool, I don't think she's actually good as well. Not because she's weak, but because she's actually the first unit, and probably all of us have her at UR, so it will just dumping your Puror gems and your hard-earned Puror gems in the pool, so it's not that worth it to pick her. Now for the next unit, Sentinel.
空中支援要塞ダグニーのスーパー量子コンピューター搭載
Now Sentinel is actually pretty good unit to have if you don't have any healer in your team. Both her intrinsic skill and ultimate have a chance to help your team. In the intrinsic skill, she will give out shield for the lowest durability in unit, so they don't get destroyed that fast. And for the ultimate, she will recover 30% plus 500 durability to all allies and reduce their AoE damage taken by 40%. Her passive also restore full DS field to other ally with the lowest current durability. All in all, she's pretty good, but remembering that the new update, she also we also get Kikiao rerun. I don't think if you want a good support unit, you will pick her in this pool, because PQ is far more better than her to pick than her. Kikyo have far more powerful kit like immunity, damage immunity, and much better healing than her. Now let's jump into next unit, Obsidian.
無駄よ。私の射程圏で隠れようなんてね。
Now Avenger or Obsidian here is actually a free unit. If you spend some money in the game, spend less than $15, you might get her into UR. So in my opinion, if you already spend some money in this game, she's not that worth it in this pool, and you should probably not target her to pull her. Her kit also is mediocre at best, because her only good app is giving enemies radiation. You need probably a good radiation team with her, so that she could get her potential. Now this is her passive skill. Ultimate skill additional increase the radiation damage taken by the targeted 50%, deals physical damage equal to 800% firepower, and deals physical damage equal to 450% to the locked enemy. All in all, I don't think she's a good unit to select in this pool, so yeah, let's just avoid her. Now let's get to the next unit, Mukuge.
エタは体の一部義士と同じです
Mukuge or Hinata here is actually better selected than Obsidian before, because of her skill initiate skill like intrinsic and their ultimate skill. Her ultimate skill is actually quite powerful, because it deals firepower to all enemies. Also, if own firepower is higher than the target's current firepower, inflicts the shock effects for 8 seconds. Shock effect is actually pretty good because it will restrain your enemies so that they cannot use their skill, both intrinsic skill and ultimate skill, for a few seconds. So it will buy you time to destroy some of your enemy first before they struck you with their healings. And for all of her kits, it's actually related to radiation, so she's good in the radiation team with Obsidian. But considering that you only choose both only Hinata or Obsidian, you probably have to choose Hinata first because she's far more useful and versatile for unit formation. Now it is her passive skill. Now let's go into the next unit.
研究のための道具に過ぎないけど、もしかしたら研究室で何か私の役に立てるかもしれない。
Waveless or Deneb. To be fair, Waveless is probably the weakest unit in this game, and she's actually not that very versatile and good in their kit as well, because her kit only targeted one, either in the fixed damage resist or their fixed damage. The problem with it is that her kit only works with the highest combat power, so you can choose which one to get the buff, or even worse, you can only choose one based on the combat power. So for example, you have both tank and assault unit. You want to buff the assault unit for damage, fixed damage, additional fixed damage. The problem is, if you get tank with more combat power, she will buff the tank other than the assault, because the tank has far more combat power than the assault unit. And this is actually what is in the description skill. Deals physical damage equal to 800% of the firepower to the enemy with this combat power, and significantly reduce their by an amount equal to 50%, and increase either the fixed damage or fixed damage rest, whichever is higher, of the ally with the highest combat power by the amount of equal to 200% of firepower lasting for 20 seconds. Yeah, I don't think she's pretty good because her kit is based on the combat power and it's not really versatile. In this pool, there are several good units to choose, and they are not specifically choose one of the unit based on combat power or anything, or even better, some of them even buff all of your team or debuff all of your enemies. But for her kit only buff one unit, and the buff one unit is pretty bad in my opinion. Now for the next unit, Centauro.
悪いけど、こいつの移動方法を浮遊式に改造できないかしら。地上で
Centauro is actually pretty good for an assault unit. This is tanky assault unit, pretty durable, just like Star-Lord before. The problem is she's a one target unit, meaning that only one enemy, and she can only lock one enemy at a time with both ultimate skills and intrinsic skills. I actually have her and probably will make video on her build, but she's actually pretty strong, but I don't think she's pretty good in this pool to be selected, since there are some better units you want to pick, and it's only 21 days for the event to end. So yeah, I don't think she's pretty good as well. Alright, let's jump into next unit. The next unit is Zephyr or Emily. She's actually pretty good tank because she's very helpful in the arena with her ultimate skill and intrinsic skill. Her ultimate skills deal physical damage equal to 1000% of firepower to the locked enemy and establish the function leakage. This function leakage actually establish a link among allies and distributing all damage taken with other link allies, meaning that if your enemies attack one allies, that damage will be distributed among the teammate, so that your teammate won't get outbursted in one chance, in 1 seconds. This function also have 40 seconds CD, which is quite long. And for her intrinsic skill, she taunts enemies and get reflective shield with 100% ratio lasting for 10 seconds. This is actually pretty good intrinsic skill because it will prevent your enemies to attacking your support or your special unit, or even worse, your assault unit, and will attract them to the tank, in this case Zephyr. So yeah, all in all, this is both solid skills. And for her passive, in battles, she restores 3% of her DS field per second. She is a well-known annoying enemies because her DS field is actually always restoring every second, especially if you have her X weapon. And for the next passive, all allies under function linkage gain the last 10 effect, preventing their durability from falling below 20% their max durability. The duration of this effect equals 6% of current on DS field strength plus 4 in seconds, but it cannot extend after the function linkage expire. This can take effect only per battle, once per battle. Basically, she will give the team the last 10 effect only if function linkage is take in effect. Now for the last passive, when using the ultimate skill, the duration of reflective skill granted by intrinsic skill is reset, and the reflection damage ratio is increased to 280 ratio, basically giving her buff with reflective skill. Now let's jump into the last unit.
いいじゃない。こういうのとっても私らしいわ。
Golden Eagle or Velvet. She actually pretty good for the buffing the enemies and buffing enemies. All of her kit basically countering Kikiao because she reduce all enemies healing received by 50% in her passive here, and also giving our teammate 30% firepower increase increase and reducing all the enemy's damage by 40%. Here she also deals complete damage equal to 50% or 30% of max durability. And what's the most important part of this intrinsic skill is reduce the target N by 200 points. This means, well, if Velvet targeting the Kikiao, it will prevent Kikiao to use her ultimate skill, which grants all of her teammates damage immunity. Now this is her normal passive for normal attack. It increases her own EMP for 2% for the current wave of battle, and it's stacking up to 10 times. And this is her passive unit. If you increase her rating into UR, she will drop shock in the first 90%, 60% and 30% durability. And the respective shock will increase in times for 2 seconds, 3 seconds and to 5 seconds depending on her durability, and the basic effect accuracy is 70%. So that's all for the unit review. Thank you for watching. See ya.